Welcome back, everybody, to TTBurger Game Review, and welcome to the first annual TTBurger Burger Ween Spook Fest. All month long of October, looking at Halloween-themed, horror-themed games, you name it, we got it for this month. And starting things off here with a TTBurger Remastered game review by Capcom, a Capcom first-person shooter where you fight vampires, fight the undead, fight a lot of those things. All in the old west of the 1800s, 1876 in the Arizona Territory to be exact. And you know, we're all here! Roar! Okay, let's get started here, ladies and gentlemen. We're taking a look at Capcom's first-person shooter released in 2005 on August 16th for the PlayStation 2 and Xbox, known as Darkwatch. Boo! Let's get started, ladies and gentlemen.
Ah yes, Darkwatch, a game that was advertised so much when it came out, mainly because Capcom was involved with it. They combined horror elements with vampires and the western first-person shooter mechanics in one. There were a big variety of horror-themed games on the market with Resident Evil 4 and Silent Hill 3 to name a few. So getting a first-person shooter with a horror theme to it was something we needed to wrap up the summer with a bang. Especially because Halloween was coming up and because you play the vampire, and play the vampire gives you vampire abilities, which we will talk about later. Is Darkwatch a must-buy first-person shooter by Capcom? The answer is yes. It is a fun game. It is not perfect though. It will not get a perfect score, but it will get a high score. So let's get started here, ladies and gentlemen. Darkwatch takes place in 1876, way before our time, way before YouTube, way before television, way before video games, way before music, CDs, DVDs, Blu-ray, everything, in the Arizona Territory. Darkwatch puts you in the role of a former American Civil War veteran known as Jericho Cross, who is now an employee of an ancient vampire hunting order agency known as Darkwatch. The game starts off with Jericho robbing the Darkwatch train as one last job before he retires. Unfortunately, things go bad really quickly as Jericho accidentally releases the evil Darkwatch enemy, a vampire lord named Lazarus Malkoff, and he must be stopped. While hunting for Lazarus, Jericho is bitten by him and he is slowly turning into a vampire. Now Jericho must stop Lazarus, while also making the choice to either struggle for humanity or set into darkness, with choice selections here to be a good vampire or a bad vampire. You'll make these choices throughout the game. The story is good. I like it. Sure, it has been done before, but in a style like this, I enjoy it. Although I do wish Jericho Cross had some lines of dialogue here. He's a silent protagonist who grunts and everything, but still, we can take what we can get. Darkwatch knows how to be a first-person shooter, and it does just that. You shoot zombies. You shoot monsters. You shoot them all with your vampire abilities. You shoot the undead. These include abilities to jump twice as high. Use your blood vision to see where enemies are and items are, or temporarily become stronger with silver bullet or fear powers and more. We of course cannot forget the weapons. The weapons are so badass. You have pistols, shotguns, revolvers, and more. My favorite weapon is the dual pistols. I love using dual weapons first-person shooters, and they have them right here. However, this is the only weapon that has dual wielding. So just be warned there, ladies and gentlemen. They even have blades on the weapons too for melee attacks. And you know, the melee attacks are fun to use. Problem is, for the most part, 90% of the time, all you do is shoot, and shoot some more again. There are no puzzles to solve. There are no key cards to find for locked doors. No nothing. Yes, it's fun to shoot your way to beat the game, but it's all you do. Sure, you can ride on your horse and you can shoot the enemies like that, but you can ride on a horse and stuff and try to dodge them. And yes, this is fun, but there's not many of them in the game here. What I'm saying is, it can get repetitive after a while. Darkwatch delivers well in the presentation department with the graphics and everything looks great for the most part. The dark, gloomy, creepy vampire feel we have here and works really well. The character models look fantastic, some of the best for a game released in 2005. Jericho Cross looks really detailed along with the supporting characters. The enemy models look the best. They look scary, they will attack you. They will kill you. When they die, the death animations look awesome and hilarious at the same time. The environments have this open, creepy Resident Evil meets vampires factor to it. Sometimes you will feel like you're playing a first-person Resident Evil game that takes place in the Old West. The best part of the graphics are the gun models. They are awesome, some of the best looking gun models ever in a first-person shooter, let alone a PlayStation 2 and Xbox game. All the weapons look very detailed, especially my favorite, the dual pistols. When I see those in a level, I pick them up and use them because I love dual-wielding weapons. There is a nice handful of weapons, although some of them you'll see way too often. Other times I wish they had more of, but I'll take what I can get, I guess. The frame rate is nice and smooth, no dips whatsoever. The special moves that Jericho can perform in a bloody mess look awesome too. One complaint I have is that while I do like the creepy scene of Darkwatch, it gets a little too dark where you can't see at times. That's what I'm saying there. Darkwatch also has some great sound in the auditory department. The voice setting is top notch with actors such as Jennifer Hale, Rose McGowan, Michael Bell, Keith, Sarah Baca, and more. I wish Jericho Cross had some of the dialogue, but it's not a big deal at all. The music is pretty good. It comes off as a little generic at times, but the music gets that vampire and Old West horror theme down really well for the most part. The guns all sound good, especially them dual pistols. I already mentioned the gameplay aspects somewhat earlier, but there's more to talk about. Like I mentioned already, this is the first-person shooter with a horror theme, with vampires in the Old West shooting the undead hordes that you accidentally release on the train. For the most part, you'll be shooting away at enemies, while other times you will mount a horse and shoot enemies off their horses too, and this is fun. One of the best levels is shooting at a train and watching it go kaboom on your horse. There is some variety, but there could have been more to it other than just the shooting aspects. There are not as many horse riding sections, there's a handful, but there could have been more put in here is what I'm saying. The campaign itself is very brief and short, wrapped around about 8 to 10 hours. After that you have multiplayer mode, but it's not that great. It's basically a shallow competitive play for up to 16 players on the Xbox version, but the PlayStation 2 version only has split-screen offline multiplayer, which is also in the Xbox version, but the PlayStation 2 version you don't get any online play at all. Darkwatch is a fantastic first-person shooter that I wish they made a sequel to, but we'll never get. There was a movie in the works too, but that's been canned, and the sequel was never made because who knows why. But now before we can give this game a score, let's go to our TTBurger Pros and Cons chart. For the TTBurger Pros, a first-person shooter by Capcom with vampires in the Old West. Excellent graphics and sound. Lots of weapons to choose from. The dual pistols are the best weapon in the game. Lots of likable characters. Vampire abilities for Jericho Cross are fun to use. Horse riding and shooting sections are enjoyable. Lots of ways to see the enemies die. Jericho Cross is a badass protagonist, and sometimes you feel like you're playing a Resident Evil first-person shooter. For the TTBurger Cons, short campaign, wrapping up at 8 to 10 hours. Shooting elements can get repetitive. Some of the music comes off as generic. Not many horse riding and shooting sections. It would have been nice to hear Jericho speak in the game. Bare bones multiplayer, especially on the PlayStation 2. And that's pretty much what I gotta say there for Darkwatch. Final thoughts, if you want a horror vampire first-person shooter by Capcom, similar to Resident Evil, then I definitely recommend this for sure. It's amazing, it's worth it.
I give Darkwatch a 9 out of 10. A great game for sure, but just know, it has some problems with the multiplayer and can be repetitive. But I still recommend it to all you people who love survival horror, Halloween, and first-person shooters. That's pretty much all I gotta say for this episode. There's more of the TTBurger Burger Wing Spook Fest coming up on here on YouTube. Tony, peace and out. Have a good day and